What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back. Guys, I was at the Calgary Fan Expo this past weekend, and I found the Hot Toys Bat Signal from The Dark Knight, the Jim Gordon, and the Blake in one box. Great price, and I had to buy it because I started on the Dark Knight line when I got started in 6 scale, and guys, I'm so happy to finally have these guys in my collection. Now, I'm going to do a quick unboxing. It's not going to be the light box unboxing that some of you are used to, because I really just wanted to take some photos, have some fun with the figures, and share my thoughts with you guys. So guys, if you're interested in this set, stick around. If you like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show, and let's get into it.
I give you Ben Thomas Showtime. Here we go.
Time has finally come. I finally got the MMS 275 John Blake, Jim Gordon, and Bat Signal from Hot Toys in my collection. Now, I found this at the Calgary Fan Expo here this past weekend, and I got a really good deal on it. From everything that I could find, Canadian dollars at least, this set's at least $600 to $700 most of the time. I got this at $425, which is close to $311 USD. So I was really excited. And I was even more excited to find out that this set was absolutely brand new, seal was still intact, all the plastic was still on the figures. I liked the box art for the most part. I love seeing the bat signal up in the sky like that. But I will say, art-wise, it's still a little on the boring side. I do feel like Hot Toys has come a long way since then. But look at how much stuff you get in this package, including that iconic bat signal. Now, I make no apologies about it. The Dark Knight is my favorite film of all time, and Christian Bale's Batman is my favorite Batman. But I will say, this particular signal, as beautiful as it is, I actually still really like the newest Pattinson one that we've seen. But I'm excited to get this actually out of the box and take a better look. Because this is a much older figure now, keep in mind, I think the 275 came out somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 12 years ago, so I'm not expecting paint applications to be what they are in 2024. But I've seen the likeness of these figures in the past, and I was very impressed. Now, was this a set that I needed to have? Probably not. But when you look at everything that it comes with, documentation about the Batman, the signal, the 2 figures inside, it was a must-have for me at the price point. Now, this is actually lighter than I expected. Honestly, it's clearly plastic, but even just through the plastic here, it looks really well weathered, and I'm going to show you that better here in a little bit. I recognize you can't see the face right now as I'm pulling these guys out of the box. I just wanted to show you guys that this Blake is a little bit loose at the waistline, I'm not going to lie, but these are older figure bodies again, so I wasn't expecting super stiff modern day bodies either. And I'm still not disappointed, but they definitely feel light in hand. The Jim Gordon likeness here I think is actually pretty strong. He does have all the plastic on still, like I mentioned, kind of slowly pulling that off. I hate boot plastic. I don't know about you guys, but I always have such a hard time getting that shit off, so I'm going to do that off camera. And I will show you guys what he looks like in different lighting as well, because keep in mind, when we talk about figure photography, we often say, well, maybe it's the lighting. But still, the materials really pop under all lighting that I'm seeing here, and the figure face looks vastly different depending on how harsh the lighting is on the sculpt, which does make sense. And honestly, in person, I'm really happy with it, especially in the warmer lighting. You can see the lines, the freckling, the age marks, it's all there. The sculpting on the hair is okay. The paint jobs, again, not what they are today, but still for their time, I'm very impressed by this figure. And I've loved the Dark Knight line so far. I did have the DX12 Batman that I modded with the Armory head sculpt as well as the Jaxaju cape. I had the DX11 Joker, which is easily one of my favorite Jokers of all time. This still has treading on the shoes. You can see that this is a 2015 release, so I was a little off with my timing estimate. That means that this figure is 9 years old, which still, almost a decade has passed of Hot Toys proficiency. And this is still a banger, for sure. The jacket, I do like the material, but I really don't like the way that the collar pops at the head. See if I can find a way to futz that down for sure. The glasses look a little silly on him, I'm not gonna lie. They do reflect the light pretty dramatically, and they're honestly a little oversized. But I think with some figure posing, some creativity there, I'll be able to pose that away a little bit. The John Blake I'm actually really impressed with. Now, I really like this actor as well. I mean, honestly, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is one of my favorite actors now of all time. He's really had some fantastic roles over the years. And while I would say that his John Blake character isn't actually one of my favorite roles of his, I still really loved him in the role. I love the nod at the end where, his real name is Robin. I think the figure likeness to Joseph Gordon-Levitt here is pretty strong. Head on, there is some minor things that I would tweak if I could, but depending on the angle that you're looking at it, I definitely see Joseph in that sculpt, and I'm really happy with it. Because of the short hairstyle as well, honestly, the sculpting works perfectly for this figure. Now, I also really like his outfit here. The cop uniform is actually really, really good and pretty well tailored considering, again, this is a 9-year-old figure. They do make you put on his holster belt though, which I never love when Hot Toys makes us do that because they are pleather accessories, and I'm going to show you guys that in a little bit. The pleather belt that's on here, I'm a little bit worried if I take that off slowly over time, it may make it hard to get back on. The hand sculpt painting, definitely not what it is today. And Joseph here has no tread on his boots, which is kind of odd considering that Gordon does. Odd that they're in the same box together and that's a missing piece, but not the end of the world. When's the next time I'm going to look at the bottom of my figure's feet? Let's be honest. The badge is just kind of a clip on there. That's a little bit disappointing, but aesthetically, it's perfect. I love the GCP under his collar there, or GCPD, my apologies. I love that though. And if you pull up his shirt, you can see that he is clothed underneath. Now a little ASMR here for you guys as I pull the plastic off. I'm really impressed with this light. I thought it would be heavier. I really did. But I've got big hands. This takes up some space in the display, so keep that in mind if you're looking for this set. I really do think that the application of paint though, the weathering, is fantastic. It looks legitimately rusted. I love seeing kind of that patina in the paint there, and I'm really excited to get this turned on. Now, I will let you know that this does not come with batteries in this set. It does require 3 AAA batteries in order to power this light on. It does come with a remote control, and there is a remote setting though. So if you get the remote set up, it does come with the battery for the remote. Now, because mine is brand new and never been used before, my battery was actually dead in the box for the remote control. So I'm gonna have to buy a new battery, not the end of the world. Look how beautiful this looks though. I'm so excited. This is what the remote control looks like. Pretty basic, but I like that it gave the Dark Knight logo on there. This is where you take the battery compartment off and actually get those batteries in there. And then, as I said, there is a remote setting on there as well as on, off, and remote. These are the 3 batteries that you go in. That's kind of how it pops off, just in case you have lost your instructions for some reason. Now, let's turn it on here and take a better look. Okay, even with my display lighting on, this looks really freaking good, guys. I'm really excited, but I gotta get the light turned off. That is where it shines. Holy crap. And it is bright. This video, honestly, even just in this angle, does not show how bright this actually is. I'm gonna get this out over here and actually shine it at the ceiling here in a moment so you can take a better look. I really like the range of motion on this as well. It tilts up, completely goes 360. It's got great range. But let's take a look here. All my display lighting off. That is friggin' cool. Oh, this was worth the cost of admission alone for me, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And honestly, considering the image is pretty clear, this is blown up on a pretty large wall. So I'm very, very happy with it. Now, is it something that I'd wish I could keep on with a USB? 100%, but unfortunately that's not the case. Here's the belt, as well as the gun, the holster, some of the documentation. The flashlight for me, I could not get into that slot. It's the only piece that I was legitimately worried I would break if I tried to keep it on, so I've actually kept the flashlight off of the figure. Now, I can tell that this belt buckle is going to be a bit of a challenge. What I ended up doing was actually using a pair of tweezers when I got it around the figure so that I could kind of aim those things through the holes. This is a look at the warrant to arrest. Now you can see that most of the lettering is actually pretty clear. This isn't a fuzzy camera. This is actually just fuzzy writing. So if you look at it really close, you can't really read it super well, but you definitely get the idea. And again, with the pleather accessories, Once this goes on the figure, I don't think I'll ever take it off. Now this was weird to me because he comes with a standard belt on as well as the gun holster belt. But it doesn't actually tell you in the instructions to take off the original belt, so maybe he's supposed to wear 2 belts? I thought it looked kind of silly, I'm not going to lie, so I've taken this belt off. I'm going to slowly slide it off the figure so that I can shift that gun holster belt down over his waist a little bit more appropriately. And I think that looks a lot better, to be honest. Yeah, I think having 2 belts doesn't make any sense. And do be careful because the walkie-talkie assembly here, it did get caught under the belt. I didn't notice it at first, so I was like, why is this not long enough? I ended up having to take the belt off and feed it back through, so just be careful that you don't wreck your figure there. But lastly, guys, I want to say this. Right now, we're seeing 2.0s constantly. It will not surprise me if this set is 2.0'd, especially with the success of the Pattinson Bat Signal set. I would imagine with the Bane coming out, the 2.0, the Catwoman 2.0 hopefully coming soon, we're seeing other 2.0s for sure. I think that they're going to give us this set again. So I would not necessarily buy backwards. If you find this set on a good deal, I would recommend it. It's beautiful in hand, and I love it. Will I buy a 2.0 if this comes out? No, I'm actually really happy with this. But still, just use caution. If you liked this video and you're thinking you want to pick this figure up, please be aware it may come out again as a 2.0 at some point. But guys, if you liked the video today, hit the like button for me, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. I'm going to play with the set some more. You'll see some Instagram photos soon. But as always, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Wow, what a great audience. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.